everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Carrie, this is Pins and Books, and today we are going to be doing our April TBR, or my April TBR, excuse me. So my April TBR will end up with extra books on it because there's a viewer prompt that I do follow on another YouTuber, but as of this is a majority of the books are going to be, I'm going to try and pull from what I pull from here, so that way it's not like surprise, kind of like the Harry Potter one from last month. These are going to be our games this month. They're the same games we did in March. We have the Game of Tomes, Booktuber Bingo, Paws and Bookshelves, Books of Paradise, Lord of the Reads, and the Game of TBR. So 6 games. We only have 4 boards though. So instead of having all these as a different board, I'm only doing 4, and then I'm placing my finished TBR books on that board, or on the Booktuber Bingo as well as the Books of Paradise. So the first one is going to be my Fable book read, and that is going to be A Feast for Crows. I did not finish it. I didn't even get halfway through it, so I'm really hoping to finish it before May, when I will be putting in A Dance of Dragons, because I want to finish the series of what is currently written. I want to finish rereading this. I'm really excited for it. At first I thought, well, you know, I could go into the next book and not worry about it because I'm already started on the next book. And this is a reread, and I reread it like in December, but as I was reading it, I was like, you know, I kind of want to finish it. So there it is. The next book I'm going to be putting onto the TBR list without being on a board game is going to be Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is a buddy read with my boyfriend, so we are rereading the entire series, and after each book we are watching the movies and comparing and contrasting what they should have added in, how the characters should have been different. And so it's been I definitely recommend it. It's a really interesting experience. Alrighty, so our first game is going to be the Game of Tomes. As you can see here, we have the 3 Dark Crowns, which was the only book I got on this TBR list. So this is actually where I'm going to end up starting. So let's go ahead and get my 6-sided die rolling. And is a number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's Lannister. So House Lannister is to read a mystery, a thriller, or a horror. So I'm going to go and hunt down one of those because unfortunately these 2 do not qualify. Alright, so the book I chose for House Lannister is going to be The Inheritance Games. The Inheritance Games is about a girl who has absolutely nothing. She's just trying to get through high school, and all of a sudden she has inherited a lot of money from this mysterious person. Yeah, just mysterious person. It doesn't say that they're related at all. She just all of a sudden is inheriting his entire fortune, which is very weird. A constituent of her getting it, though, is she has to move into the estate. But the estate is full of his heirs apparent, as it were, and they're not too pleased that she has inherited everything. So, apparently the house has secret passages, riddles, and codes, making it an excellent House Lannister mystery. Alrighty, so the next roll is a 2. 1, 2, which is a location card. We're so close to the ending. Alright, so location card that I picked is Pike. Read a book featuring the sea or the ocean. Let's see if I can find something. The book I chose for the location card of Pike is called Skin of the Sea. Skin of the Sea is, I didn't read much about on the blurb on the inside here, but it's about a girl who actually ends up becoming a mermaid. So I feel like this definitely is going to cover our sea focus for Pike. Alright, roll number 3. We are doing 3. 1, 2, 3. A character card. Alright, so number 3 was Theon, a random number generator for sci-fi. He smiled a lot, as if the world were a secret joke that only he was clever enough to understand. Sci-fi TBR? I don't even know what's on my TBR that covers sci-fi. So I'm going to look at some of my physical TBR, and I'm going to number them, and we'll see what we can get. The book I chose for the character card of Theon, which was a TBR of science fiction, which is a little weird, but you know, it is what it is, was Ready Player One. Ready Player One is about, basically this entire world is living in the video games. And this, I've seen the movie. The movie was okay. I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was okay. And I am kind of excited to see the book. I know there's a second one. Alrighty, final roll. And the only reason I'm rolling again, even though we're here, is okay, so now we're at the finish line. So we only have 3 books for the Game of Tomes, which is perfect. Once again, I will try to pull them in as well. So if we, just as a, I know I just said it, but if we finish these 3 books, or if I finish these 3 books, I get to go on a book shopping spree, and I'm so excited, but that we'll see how the month goes. I haven't finished a TBR even once yet. So the next game on our list is Paws and Bookshelves. Paws and Bookshelves is one that I started that was only supposed to be a month one, but I've extended it to the full year because I'm playing so many games. But yeah, so we are right here, which was our mood read. So let's go ahead and roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. A long drop. Alright, so the whole point of a long drop is we have to find a book that's over 400 pages. That's the first book in the Paws and Bookshelves, which was a long drop, is going to be A Feast for Crows. Feast for Crows is over 400 pages, which means it definitely covers our long drop. It is 900. Oh, well, hold on. 976 pages. So, and since I'm not even halfway through it, I'm only on page 379. It still definitely fits the 400 prompt. The next roll is 2. 1, 2. Cold word in title. The second book on the Paws and Bookshelves was a cold word in the title. Now this could be a feeling, or it could actually be an actual word that means like cold. Like I could have picked snow like ashes, but instead I chose A Day of Fallen Nights. So what this essentially is telling me, especially where I am now, A Day of Fallen Night could simply mean that they have extremely long days and all of a sudden night is falling. That's not what this means in this book. In this book, it's a day of fallen night. Like I can't think of how to just explain it without giving it away. But A Day of Fallen Night is, it definitely has that cold in there. Plus it does take place in winter at the moment where I am, which is just over the halfway point. I think I'm like 52% of the way through. So this is book 2 for Paws and Bookshelves. Roll number 3. 2. 1, 2, 2025 goal. So this is one that could be a progress on any 2025 goal. I'm going to kind of exclude a reading goal because let's face it, I could go back down to any of these and it would be covered. 2025 goal. I did have a goal of rereading a few books, so I'm actually going to go and pull a book to reread. The next book with the 2025 goal prompts, I did have a goal of rereading at least, or at least start rereading some book series that I really enjoyed. And that is, the one I'm going to start with is A Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I really enjoyed the series. There are some things about it that definitely could be like, that doesn't match what's happening in the series or match what's happening with the actual character, the description of the character. But again, I really enjoy this book. And then there's also, later on, there's 2 books that actually are in tandem with each other. So like someone actually went through and was like, hey, read up to chapter this of this book. And then the next book, read chapter this. And so on and so forth. So I want to read it that way. I kind of want to see how that would work, because there are TV shows that do the same thing. Like if you ever watched the Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, it was like the DC TV shows that came out some years ago, they do the same thing. And I actually have started watching the shows in the order that they aired, or they're supposed to have, been for the timeline of for the timeline of the show itself. And for me, it's fun. It might not make sense to many people, but for me, it is fun. Final roll. And 1. Really? Alright, Timber. Alright, so if you guys remember Timber from, I believe it's the February, when I had first gotten to this game, it is basically you have to get to the lowest rated book on your TBR. That's going to be the Golden Key. The Golden Key is going to be the lowest rated, so it's going to be making, you'll see it happening several times to where the lowest rated book is actually going to pop up quite often. So maybe we'll actually read this book this month. I don't hold high hopes, but it does exist. It is there. I kind of do hope to at least read it just to get it off the TBR, because then when next time we get the lowest rated, we can actually go on to something else. But it is what it is. So, review for Paws on Bookshelves, we have Feast for Crows, Day of Fallen Night, Throne of Glass, and A Golden Key. Alrighty, our next game is going to be the two libraries, Lord of the Reeds 2. So just a reminder, this is going to be where a bulk of our books are coming from, so let's hit starts. And who's going to accompany us this month? Going to be Gandalf. I don't even know what Gandalf does. He has a 1 bonus point for fantasy books. Again, I am going to limit that to only fantasy books that are part of the Lord of the Reeds TBR, not all of them, or else that would be mild cheating. Alright, so, roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our first card is Vanna. Read a book with flowers on the cover or in the title. Unfortunately, none of my current books on my TBR have that, so I have to go find one. I'll be back. So the book I chose for Vanna with our Lord of the Reeds prompt, which was read a book with flowers on the cover or in the title, was The Damned. It says, see, The Damned has some really beautiful flowers around the skull. So this is actually book 2 of a series. I don't know the name of the series, but the first book is called The Beautiful by Renee Ade. I really hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't actually know if I am. So just like Anne Rice, this book has vampires in New Orleans, only they kind of stay in New Orleans this time around. But again, it's just, I really enjoyed the first book. It was not what I was expecting. I was fully expecting one thing, and it turned out into another thing. So this book is taking up where the first, this book is picking up where the first one left off. You have your male protagonist and your female protagonist. There were repercussions for the choices that were made. And so this is them having to go through and figure out their lives after those choices were made. Highly recommend the series. Alright, for our next book, our next roll, we're going 3. 1, 2, 3. This is going to take a while if we're going to get all these low numbers. The next one is Grima Wormtongue. Read the lowest rated book on your TBR. We already have it with the Golden Key. That is the lowest rated book on my TBR. So we're covered. We got it. We're good. Sorry, I went a little crazy. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. TBR jar. So the book I got for the TBR jar is going to be A Secret Rage by Charlene Harris. It is the beginning of a new series, so, you know, why not keep it going, I guess. I don't know much about it. I just know Charlene Harris. Charlene Harris is an excellent novelist. I have read a majority of the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I've really enjoyed them over the years that I've read them. So much better than the series, guys. Than TV series True Blood. Sookie Stackhouse novels are completely different. They just took names and then, you know, put some of them together and things like that. But so highly recommend it. So A Secret Rage is going to be completely new for me because, again, I haven't, and it's been a while since I've read the Charlene Harris novels. The last ones that I'd read, but I'm actually really excited for it. Next. 10. Ooh, I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. All right. This might actually be. We're doing good. Read the second book in a series. I once again have chose The Damned, trying to keep my TBR as low as physically possible. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen, but it is an attempt. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my lord. Children of Húrin. Read a retelling. So the Children of Húrin prompt, the read a retelling, I chose the Goddess Test. The Goddess Test is going to be a retelling of Hades and Persephone. It seems pretty interesting. You have a young girl named Kate and her mom. Her mom is very sick, and in fact, she's dying. And unfortunately, I mean, that's just kind of the way some of the worlds go. It's very sad, but it happens. Um, so, the goddess test is about this girl. She has to complete 7 tests and become Hades' new bride. In fact, his name is Henry, but he claims to be Hades. She sees him bring someone back from the dead, and that is where our story goes. So she's going to do all these tests in order to become his bride, and yeah, so I'm a sucker for a Hades and Persephone retelling romance, so I'm very excited about this. Alrighty. I have no doubt this will be a final roll, but okay. Finish! Yay! Pick a book as a reward! So the book I chose as my reward, you guys will probably guess it, is going to be The Eye of the World. Hopefully we will get it completed this month. It's been on our TBR for what, 3 months now? Same with A Day of Fallen Night. 4 months for Day of Fallen Night. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be very surprised. Other than a golden key, this is normally our huge TBR selector, whether it be physical or non. We only have 2 other books that are not physically on here, so that's what, 5 books normally out of like several. So I'm happy about it. I'm excited. Yeah, so let's get to the next game. Alrighty, for our final game this month, we are doing our game of TBR. We're going to be starting up here again. This is obviously where you see I finished the Raven Boys that went with this. And we are going to be doing a D10 or a 10-sided die. We're moving 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're stopping. Alright, so we're going to be reading a romance book. So the first book for our game of TBR that I chose, which was, the prompt was to read a romance, have something with romance in it, is going to be, once again, The Damned. The first one was very much a romance. This one sounds like it's still going to be that same romance. I'm, again, really excited to get into this. So now we've got 3 prompts with 1 book, and I'm so happy about it. The next prompt, unfortunately, I forgot to unpause my video and actually record the rolling of it and all this other stuff. So what it was is I rolled a 3 on our game of TBR, and what that means is I would spin the wheel to see what color it would land on, and from there it would do a diversity author. So I rolled it and I got a 10, which is that light green color. Light green is a U.S. person of color. So I actually had to like look up information because I don't know any U.S. I don't really pay attention to what color skin my authors are, where they're from. I just know, ooh, I like this book, I like this author, I'm going to read it. Or even ooh, book pretty, me read. I mean, I'm very simple when it comes to that. So the book I ended up choosing is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abudallah. She is a Kuwait American. So she was born in Kuwait, but she, I guess, got her green card? Or I don't exactly. She immigrated over to America because when I looked up her information, it says she was Kuwait American. So it tells me that she was, and when I looked up her, more information, looked more into it, she is from Kuwait, which is like an Asian territory. And that, when it says POC, person of color, that's kind of what to me, it just means their skin isn't a ghost like mine. I have ghost skin, guys. So that's all it means. And the picture, she just had this beautiful, beautiful skin tone. She was born in Kuwait, and then she came over to America. Anyway, Stardust Thief I think was her debut novel. And again, I'm actually like really excited to go into it and to see what more of it is about. Okay, so our next roll, where were we? I think we were here. Yeah, because it was the 1 3. So 1. Well, that was far. All right, so this one is our lowest rated on TBR. Once again, the golden key. I'm not gonna do another lowest rated. So that's 3 rolls. That's 3 rolls. We're roll number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. TBR game. So this one, I think we actually have to pick a video from someone else's TBR game. No one that I follow on YouTube has done their April TBRs yet. that I've seen anyway. Alrighty, so the book I chose for from someone else's TBR game, I watched several. It actually took me quite a while. But the one I chose was Undercurrents by Nora Roberts. And the way I chose this one was very, very simple. I found 2 books that I had on my physical TBR and I rolled a number generator 1 through 100 of which one would get to be the book. So that is what that is. So all in all, I again have a large TBR list at the moment, but since I am reading 1, 2, 3, 4 of them pretty much at the same time, I should get through them fairly quickly. God's willing. But yeah, so just a reminder of what books are on the TBR. First one is The Golden Key. And we also have A Scarlet Rage by Charlene Harris, Golden Key by Marian Womack. We also have, alright, so physical TBR. So other books on my TBR, we have A Feast for Crows. We have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. The Damned by Renee Ade. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. Undercurrents by Nora Roberts. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. The Goddess Test by Amy Carter. And last but not least, we have The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. All in all, it is still 14 books. It is still a lot of books, and I still have 3 NetGalley books I'm trying to get through, so that's all total of 17 books that I'm going to be attempting to read this month. And these are not small books. They are quite girthy. So hopefully I will get through at least a good chunk of them. And remember, if I get through the Game of Tomes one, then we get to go on a book shopping spree, or I get to go on a book shopping spree, which means you guys get another video. That being said, I'm also going to be pretty busy this month. Will I get through all these books? No. No, I will not be getting through all these books, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I will still be excited. I will still have fun with it. That is the whole point of any and all of these games. Whether you do them for yourself or you're watching me do them, the point is to have fun and enjoy what you're reading and to get through the TBR. But yeah, so with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy reading!